Good morning, everyone. I am E. Bharati from TTWRDC, Mahabub Nagar, Department of Microbiology. Today, I am going to discuss about production of alcohol, industrial production of alcohol by using different types of microorganisms. Okay, we are discussing about the production of alcohol C2H5OH. Okay, by using of different types of microorganisms. See here, fermentation. Fermentation is the term especially used for the industrial productions, okay, which are economical important or etc. Okay, here what is before starting we are discussing about fermentation. Here fermentation is a metabolic process that produces chemical changes. Actually, fermentation is a metabolic process that produces chemical changes in organic substrates through the action of enzymes in microorganisms. Okay, fermentation is a metabolic process that produces chemical changes in organic substrates through the action of enzymes in microorganisms. See here, organic substrates. Organic substrates means, see here first we are seeing sugar. Sugar plus yeast minus oxygen is equal to carbon dioxide plus alcohol. Okay, here sugar is the organic substrate. Sugar is the organic substrate or carbohydrates. Okay, here this organic substrate is mixed with the organism of yeast. This organic substrate is mixed with the organic yeast microorganism. This is here the yeast is the filamentous fungi. Finally, we got alcohol by the action of due to the chemical changes by different types of enzyme actions, we are getting the alcohol production. Okay, see ethanol. What is ethanol? What is ethanol? Just we know ethanol means alcohol. Alcohol means ethyl alcohol. Okay, here ethanol is a type of alcohol produced by fermentation of sugars and starches or cellulosic biomass. Okay, ethanol is a type of alcohol. Ethanol is a type of alcohol. Here this alcohol is produced by fermentation of sugars. Fermentation of sugars. Actually fermentation is what? Fermentation is a metabolic activity, metabolic changes in organic substrate. So here sugar will act as a organic substrates by involvement of different types of microorganisms, either bacteria or fungi. And also ethanol is a clean burning high acetone fuel that is produced from renewable sources. And also this ethanol will act as a clean burning and high acetone fuel that is produced from renewable sources. Here the ethanol will act as a fuel, biofuel, and also the renewable sources, produced from the renewable sources. Ethanol is a colorless, flammable, oxygenated hydrocarbon liquid. See here, this ethanol did not having any color. And flammable means it will attracts to the fire, and it is consisting of oxygenated hydrocarbon liquids. The primary feedback for ethanol production is corn. The primary feedstock for ethanol production is corn. From here, the most of the ethanol is produced by the corn stalk. And also this ethanol will used as a solvent. Ethanol will used as a solvent and chemical intermediate and fuel, biofuel. Solvent means here where we apply the solvent, where we used this ethanol as a solvent means resins, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, household cleaning products, industrial solvents. Okay, resins means these are the sticky, flammable organic substances and also used as the basis of plastics, adhesive, varnishes, and other products. Okay, here ethanol will act as a solvent. Here this solvent may consisting of resins, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, household cleaning products. Okay, when we see the resins means what? These are the sticky, flammable organic substances. Sticky, flammable organic substances, and sometimes these resins will produced from the trees. Some of the trees produces some of the trees exudates the sticky substances. Those will called as a resins. Okay, here the ethanol will act as a resin. Okay, and this type of resins will used in the plastics, adhesive, varnishes, and other products. And here the ethanol is act as a fuel. Fuel is used as a biofuel. Okay, fuel means in we are using vehicles, those vehicles run by using of fuels. Okay, here the ethanol will act as a biofuel in internal combustion engines. Okay, internal combustion means what? It will used to generate motive power by the burning of petrol. Okay, we are pouring the petrol in vehicles. Okay, what happens? The internal combustion engine will motive the power. That power utilizes the petrol, and the petrol will burns. Okay, so here by absorption of petrol, the vehicles moves. The ethanol will act as chemical intermediates. Chemical intermediates means petroleum derivative chemicals and butadiene production. Petroleum derived chemicals means production produced from the petroleum. Petroleum derived chemicals means the chemicals which are produced from the petroleum. Again, these petroleum is produced petroleum derivatives are divided into two types. They are categorized two types. Okay, those are olefins and aromatics. Olefins and aromatics. Here, the examples of olefins are ethylene and propylene. Examples of olefins are ethylene and propylene. And here these acetylene and propylene is making plastics. Okay, these acetylene and propylene is used to make the plastic products. And next one is aromatics. Here the aromatics are benzene, toluene and xylene. These aromatic compounds like benzene, toluene, xylene used to making dyes and synthetic detergents. Dyes and synthetic detergents. Okay. Next, butadiene production. And organisms for ethanol production. Here, the production of ethanol by the organisms of bacteria and fungal organisms. Bacteria and fungal organisms. Many bacteria can produce ethanol. Many bacteria can produce ethanol. Many produce end products. Many bacteria can produce ethanol and many produce end products, other alcohol, organic acids, polyols, ketone gases, etc. And many bacteria metabolize glucose by EMP pathway. Okay, many of the bacteria metabolizing glucose by EMP pathway. Examples: Clostridium species, Spirocheta species, Sarcina species, Streptococcus species. Okay, next one is yeast. Yeast, primary interest or Saccharomyces species. Primary interest or Saccharomyces species is here the Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the best example for yielding of alcohol. Most of the alcohol is produced by the organism of Saccharomyces cerevisiae species. Here, these organisms are selected by high growth and fermentation rate. Why we select this yeast means the organisms are selected by high growth and fermentation rate. It is having high growth. It will shows its growth speed very rapidly, and fermentation, it will increases the fermentation rate also, and high ethanol yield. The most of the ethanol produced by the organisms of Saccharomyces species. So that's why here we are using the yeast. High ethanol yield. Osmotolerance. Osmotolerance, low pH, high temperature, hardness under physical and chemical status. Ethanol and glucose tolerance. See, here we are seeing the raw products, raw materials. Raw materials means what are the substrates we are used for the production of alcohols. Okay, which substrates we are used here. Okay, from the raw materials, the first one is saccharin, starch, cellulose materials. Saccharin. Saccharin means nothing but saccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. Okay, so monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharides means all are comes under carbohydrates. Okay, so here The saccharin means all or carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are nothing but sugars. Okay, sugar consisting products, sugar consisting substrates. Okay, sugarcane, molasses and sorghum. Sugarcane, molasses and sugar. Okay. Next, starch and cellulose. From starch, we using cassava and corn, and cellulose materials, grass. Okay, saccharins, where we where we find out the saccharins means simple directly fermentable 6 to 12 carbon molecules, glucose, fructose, maltose, glucose, fructose, maltose. Okay, here saccharin is a simple directly fermentable 6 to 12 carbon molecules. The carbon molecules are consisting of number 6 to 12. Okay, here these are simple directly fermentables. Examples: glucose, fructose, maltose. Okay, from fruits. Okay, from fruits, how much percentage of sugars consisting in the fruits? See, when we see the grapes may consisting of 15% of sugars, banana 13.8% of sugars, apples 12.2% of sugars, pineapple 11.7%, pears 10%, peaches 7.6%, oranges 5.4%, watermelon 2.5% of sugars. In our daily lives we are taking fruits. Okay, these fruits may consisting of sugars. Molasses. Molasses is beet or cane molasses. Beet molasses or cane molasses. It contains 50 to 55% of fermentable sugars. Okay, actually beet molasses or cane molasses, it is consisting of 50 to 55% of fermentable sugars. These molasses with above 15 to 20% of sugars continued will need to be dilute. Okay, again the molasses is having 15 to 20% of sugar continued will need to be dilute. Okay, actually molasses means sugar. From the sugar canes we pulp the sugar juices, and after we getting the pulp, that pulp is called as what? Molasses. That molasses also consisting of 50 to 55% of fermentable sugars, and also here this molasses is having 15 to 20% of sugars continued will need to be dilute. Cane, a ton yield 70 to 8 gallons. Okay, 70 to 80 gallons. One, if we are using 1 ton, from that ton molasses, 1 ton molasses, we are getting 80 to 70 to 80%, 80 gallons of alcohol. Cane sorghum. Cane sorghum, it is consisting of 14% of fermentable sugars content within its structure. Extraction requires a heavy duty 13 to 14 gallons of alcohol per ton. By using of 1 ton cane sorghum molasses, we are getting 13 to 14 gallons of alcohol, and acidification is necessary. Sugar beet, mostly preferred, and it is consisting of 15% sugar 82% is water. Small amount of starch juice is extracted by crushing. A ton yield 20 to 25 gallons of alcohol. Enzymes improve the alcohol yield. Okay, next when we go to sugarcane, this sugarcane is mostly preferable and it is consisting of 15% of sugars, 82% of water and also small amounts of starch material within its structure. Here this sugar beet juice is extracted by crushing, and 1 ton of sugar beet is produced 20 to 25 gallons of alcohol. Sugar corn waste. Sugar corn waste may consisting of 17 to 15% of sugar within its structure. Sugar is extracted as same as sorghum. 8 to 18% gallons of alcohol per ton, back sloping in the range of 20 to 25%. Acidification is necessary. See, the first one is sugar beet and the second one is sugar corn. Okay, from the first sugar beet, it is producing, if we use 1 ton sugar beet juices, it yields the 20 to 25 gallons of alcohol. Okay, second one is a sugar corn. Next, starchy materials. In where we find out the starchy materials means materials that contain more complex carbohydrates. Okay, materials that contain more complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates structure present within the materials, those are used. Okay, grains, from that grains and Jerusalem artichokes. Grains, first one is grains. Grains must be milled, diluted and cooked and fermented. Contain large amounts of fermentable materials. Alcohol yield is dependent on converted starch. Grain, okay, here the grains we are taking must be milled and diluted and cooked, fermented. After these are containing large amount of fermentable sugars. Okay, we are taking the grains. Those grains are milled, diluted, cooked and fermented. These are consisting of large amount of starch materials within its structure. Alcohol yield is dependent on converted starch. Alcohol yield is dependent on converted starch. Okay, how much alcohol is produced from the starch material, how much converted starch is produced, and from that how much amount of alcohol is produced based on the converted starch. Jerusalem artichokes, abundant source of alcohol, 16 to 18% of fermentable materials. A ton should yield about 25 gallons of alcohol materials, and materials should be crushed to pulp and cooked for 2 to 3 hours. Dilution is not necessary, 79 to 80% of water. Okay, see, in the first we are seeing grains. Okay, these are the grains. Grains, artichokes, potatoes, sweet potato. pH is adjusted and fermentation is carried out. Okay, see, in fermentation process, in fermenter we adjust the pH and temperature values. Okay, and potato 15 to 18% of fermentable sugar. By using of potatoes, it is the potatoes consisting of 15 to 18% of sugars within its structure, and we use 1 ton of potatoes, we got 20 to 25% of alcohol. Cooked with steam under pressure. After cooking, mash is cooled to conversion for 15 to 20 minutes. After cooking, mash is cooled to conversion for 15 to 20 minutes. Once converted, pH should be adjusted. Mash is fermented. Next one is sweet potato. Sweet potato, it is consisting of 27 to 28% of fermented sugars within its structure. A ton should yield 40 gallons of alcohol. Okay, here when we use the ton sweet potatoes, we got 40 gallons of alcohols. Similar manner to potatoes. Dilution is required 66% of water. Okay. See how the ethanol, bioethanol, how the bioethanol is produced, how we harvest means. First harvest of what? Sugar canes. From that sugar canes we are starting what? Milling. From that milling we got filtration. That filtration, it is 0% of alcohol, and after fermentation, when we start the filtration of the fermentation of the filtration, it is producing, it is starting 0 to 10% of alcohol. Okay, and after we collect the distillation, we collect the distills. Okay, how when we heat the operator and we collect the distills and another vessel. Okay, here by distillation process we are getting 10 to 90% alcohol. And next, test dehydrate. By test dehydrate we got 99.6% of alcohol within its structure. This 99.6% of alcohol is mixed with gas, mixed with 3% gas. It will automatically works as a biogas. Okay, this biogas is used for the fuel, biofuel. Processing steps. Starchy materials are of two categories. Okay, starchy materials are of two categories. One is encased by grain hulls, and the second one is starch is readily available. First one is encased by grain hulls, second one is starch is readily available. Okay, the first process is, first step is malting. Okay, malting. Seeds are moistened and allowed to sprout. Seeds are moistened and allowed to sprout. First we are taking the seeds, and after the seeds soak, we get the sprouts. Okay, small sprouts raises from the seeds. These seeds are powdered and the powder is called malt. Okay, after grind the seeds, that paste is called as a malt. Okay. Next one is milling. Milling means grains are milled to expose the starch. Material is ground as fine as possible. Okay, grind the grains, a fine powder we get from the grains. But the fine flour is difficult to remove the distillation process. Pot stills may reduce the problem. Okay, if you use the fine flour, okay, grind the grains After grinding we get the flour. From that flour it is difficult to remove the distillation process, but when we use the pot stills mechanism operators, from that it is reduces the problem. Next one, cooking or preparation of mass. Starch is liquefied by boiling under pressure to dissolve the water soluble starches, always done with steam under pressure at 100 degrees centigrade. Use less water during cooking and water may be added to dilute the mash. Okay, here first, starch is liquefied by boiling under pressure. Starch is liquefied by boiling under pressure to dissolve the water soluble starches. Okay, when up to dissolve the starch in water, until that we have to boil the starch, always done with steam under pressure at 100 degrees centigrade. Okay, always keep the temperature at 100 degrees centigrade. Maintain the temperature 100 degrees centigrades under pressure at 100 degrees centigrade. Use less water during cooking and water may be added to dilute the mash. Okay, use less water content for cooking and water may be added to dilute the mash. So cooling time may be saved. New method, milling and cooking in one operation without use of water. The cooked malt is called mash. Cooked malt is called mash. Malt means what? Malt means the seeds, the erased seeds, the sprouts we take and grind the sprouts. Okay, take the malt, that is called as malt. Take that malt and it will turns into powder. Okay, fine grinding, by using of fine grinding it will turns into powder, and after the powdery form of malt is cooked with less level of water content. Okay, here that will after it is called as a mash. Conversion. Conversion of starch to fermentable sugars, maltose, by certain enzymes in the malt or by acid hydrolysis. Okay, in the starch materials, those starch materials are converted into fermentable sugars like maltose by the action of certain enzymes in the malt or by acid hydrolysis. Enzyme extracts. Commercially available, 3 basic types. Okay, these enzyme extracts are commercially available, and those are of 3 types. The first one is alpha amylase, second one is beta amylase, third one is glucoamylase. Alpha amylase, it is produce dextrose. Beta amylase produce maltose. Glucoamylase reduce the remaining starch. Acid hydrolysis. Acid hydrolysis, conversion by the action of acid, and requires acid proof equipment and high temperature. Dilute mineral acid H2SO4 is added to grain slurry, then immediately neutralized with calcium hydroxide. Okay, acid hydrolysis, here the conversion by the action of acids. Okay, the conversion The conversion is by adding or by the action of acids. Okay, here these acids requires proof equipment and high temperature, and it dilute mineral acids. Mineral acids of H2SO4 is added to grain slurry, then immediately neutralized with calcium hydroxide. Mash cooling. Mash is cooled after conversion and pH is checked. Cooling coils are used for cooling. Cooling time is reduced as much as possible. Next, when we go to fermentation, here in fermentation, mostly batch fermentation is used for the production of alcohol. Batch fermentation is commonly employed. Fermenter volume is 300 meters cube. 3% of inoculum, 3 into 10 to the power of 6 per ml. Within 12 days, yeast produce 10% of ethanol. When the process carried out at 35 to 38 degrees centigrade, pH is 4 to 4.85 and the maximum productivity was 1.9 gram per hour. And 80% of cells were removed in separator and brought back again into the fermenter. Batch fermentation. Here batch fermentation is employed for the production of alcohol and the fermenter. This fermenter is also known as bioreactor. Why we are calling bioreactor means in bioreactor, in the fermenter, we are using living cells. So that's why it will act as, it will called as a bioreactor. This fermenter volume is 600 meter cube. Here 3% of inoculum. 3% of inoculum is equals 3 into 10 to the power of 6 per ml. Within 12 days, yeast produces 10% of ethanol. Within 12 days, the yeast organism produces 10% of alcohol in the fermenter. When the process carried out at 35 to 38 degrees centigrade. Okay, for the production of alcohol, we maintain the temperature 35 to 38 degrees centigrade and the pH is 4 to 4.5 and the maximum productivity was in 1.9 grams per hour. And here 80% of the cells were removed in separator and brought back again into the fermentant. Why we brought back again into the fermenter means it is a batch fermentation. When the high quality molasses is used, the maximum yield is 95%. Product recovery. Product recovery. Cell biomass is separated by centrifugation or sedimentation. Cell biomass means the group of living cells. The group of living cells is separated by the process of centrifugation or sedimentation process. Here microorganisms desired end product, heated aggregate readily separated from broth by sedimentation. The desired microorganisms gives an end product and heated aggregate readily separated from the broth by sedimentation process. Desired end product is metabolite. Desired end products whether intracellular or extracellular. If those are intracellular, nucleic acids, vitamins, enzymes, antibiotics. If they are extracellular, antibiotics, acetic acids, citric acid, alcohol including penicillin and streptomycin. And separation of cell biomass. fluctuation, flotation, filtration, centrifugation. So there are finally 4 stages of separation of cell biomass: flocculation, flotation, filtration, centrifugation. Okay, see the first one, flocculation. Flocculating agents is added. See, in fermenter we see the liquid particles, liquid in the fermenter. Okay, for that liquid we are adding some of the flocculating agents. Okay, those flocculating agents are hydrocolloids, inorganic salts, organic polyelectrolyte. Okay, here these flocculating enzymes produces a large aggregate which is still settle more readily. Okay, large aggregated settle more readily, particles are settled down. Flotation. Flotation means introducing the gas to liquid. Flotation means introducing the gas to liquid. Okay, here the cells gets adsorbed to the gas bubbles and rise to the foam layer at the top of vessels. Cells get adsorbed to the gas bubbles. When we add the gas into the liquid medium, what happens? The cells absorb the gas bubbles, and those bubbles are raised up surface of the medium and form a foam layer at the top of the vessel that can be collected and removed from the bioreactor. Okay, we can collect the foam layer from the bioreactor and separate it. Okay, next one is a filtration. Filtration is done by bacterial cultures, filamentous fungi, static and cross flow filtration. If bacterial cultures, if we find out the bacterial cultures, we are using absolute filters for the filtration, and filamentous fungi, for filamentous fungi we are using depth filters for the filtration, static and cross flow filtration. Next, distillation. Distillation is nothing but what? Separation for a mixture of liquids. Okay, here we collect the liquid distills from the pot, okay, or from the bioreactor. It relies on differences on in boiling point of component liquids to be separated. Basing on the boiling point, the liquids will be separated. The mixture to be separated is added to the distilled pot is heated. Okay, if we heat the distilled pot, what happens? The vaporizers, by the vaporizers, distillations are raises out, and we collect the distills, and different temperatures we collect the different types of distills. Low boiling point will vaporize first. This vapors passes into distilling head and then into condenser. Okay, first low boiling point vaporizes first. We collect those vaporizers or those distills. Within the condenser, the vapor is cooled, it liquefies. After collection of distills, we cool the vapors, and it will act as a liquefies. Thus resulting liquid is then collected in receiving flask. After the collection of liquid, we receiving in a flask. See, this is a pot still. The pot still, it is consisting of a heating element, and in the pot, in the form, see the mash. Gives the vapors So from the mash we collect and it is and it is consisting of one line arm. Okay, it is attached with another jacket. Okay, it is having let and drain one collector condenser water jacket. Okay, here are used in the production of alcohol. Ethanol boiling point is 78.5 degrees centigrade. Water boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade. Purification by chromatography, HPLC, GLC. Applications: solvent in the manufacture of varnishes and perfumes. Where we apply the ethanol, it will act as a solvent, and the solvent used in the manufacture of varnishes and perfumes, and preservative for biological specimens. Okay, in biological lab, biological specimen preservatives in the preparation of essence and flavorings. In many medicines and drugs, it is used as many medicines and drugs as a disinfectant and in tinctures. It will act as a disinfectant and tinctures, and it is used as a biofuel. Okay, when it is 99.2% of biofuel, it is used as a fuel. Medically, ethanol is soporific. Ethanol is soporific and used as an antiseptic. It is used as a antiseptic agents, and fluid is antiseptic. Fluid is antiseptic. 92.4% ethanol is used as a solvent in cosmetics, pharmaceuticals and chemical industries. Byproducts: DDGS, distillers dried grain with solubles CO2, used for the production of dry ice and preparation of soft drinks. Yeast biomass, animal fodder, contains proteins and vitamins. Okay, this is a flow chart of ethanol of water, mashing, fermentation, distillation. This distillation is again having two parts: dehydration and stillage processing. Dehydration, we are seeing okay collection of distillation, and stillage process and water. Okay, in fermentation, we are adding yeast and carbon dioxide is eliminated outside, and there is a co-product recovery, different types of in the process of fermentation. Thank you.